How's it going, everybody? This is Aaron Jolly with Rainier Arms. Today we've got something that all of you Sig fans are gonna love, maybe even you Glock fans. So before we jump into today's video, I do want to remind you TriggerCon 2022 is right around the corner. This is going to be an awesome opportunity for you. You don't want to miss out. So far, we have over 75 different vendors that are going to be there. You'll be able to see their product, new things they've got, but you'll also be able to go out to the range, shoot some fun guns, full auto guns. I know Barrett's going to be out there. They're going to be bringing a 50. You'll be able to ring steel at distance with. It's going to be a ton of fun. You don't want to miss out. Make sure you go to triggercon.com, get your tickets. It's gonna be a gun show like you've never seen before. This is going to be the Sig P365 X-MACRO. This is the one that everybody's been curious to see exactly what it was all about. Everybody knew it was going to be the new thing from Sig. It's got a compensated slide, a bigger grip, but most of all, this is the most important thing, this little gun is going to hold the exact same amount of rounds as your Glock 17. It's a 17+1 capacity. So with that, we had the chance to take this gun out to the range for the first time, get some shots, kind of feel it back and forth, especially compared to the XL, because that is the predecessor to this firearm. So let's go ahead, and in today's video, we'll go over the gun itself, the firearm itself, and kind of my thoughts on it. So before we actually get into exactly what all the gun entails and everything like that, let's talk about what all comes with the firearm itself. So right off the bat, you've got two magazines. These are both 17 round mags. Now, if you're curious, yes, these mags will fit inside your 365X or XL. In fact, I believe Sig is working currently on sleeves that will handle that because the extension is a little bit farther. It comes out a little bit farther from those XLs. They're working on an extension to make that look more like a flush fit mag. However, with these 365 X-MACRO, it is completely flush fit. Right off the bat, if the back strap is not going to be suitable for you, they've got two options for you. You've got the one that comes on it, and then you've also got a larger option as well. So if you're a guy that's got bigger hands and this one's just not quite big enough for you, Sig was actually able to now make it to where you can change the back straps. Huge option, especially because now you can really customize this pistol in order to fit you more comfortably. Very first thing I noticed right away when you pick up the X-MACRO is when you get your hand on it, it is that perfect blend between the 365 and the 320. You get plenty of grip and plenty of meat on the gun, but you've got leftover real estate for your support hand. So when you merge those two together, you just, it locks in place. That it essentially just feels good, locks in, which is huge, especially for the fact that this is considered still a micro compact pistol. Even though you've got 17 rounds and everything like that, you're still in a micro compact size, right? You're still that 1 inch thickness. With that also being said, the comp, I was always curious, is this actually gonna work? Is it gonna do any good? At the range, we had the chance to actually test those theories. So I was able to take and shoot this just by itself, and I noticed right away the gun wants to be snappy. It really does, right? I won't beat around the bush on it or anything like that. It wants to be a snappy gun. It's still a micro compact. However, with that comp system that it has, it brings it right back down on target impressively well. I can't say it any better than that. It really surprised me with how fast it would get out and then snap right back to where I needed it to be. Having that, I was curious, is that just the fact that I've got a bigger grip, or is it the slide itself? So I took the time, we installed a 365 XL slide without the comp onto this frame, and you can definitely tell, no, that comp is actually what is keeping that gun down and back to where it needs to be. very efficiently. So one of the downsides that I did notice with the X-MACRO is the fact that it is a longer grip, right? So you're able to get more on the gun. However, when it comes time to conceal this firearm, the grip is the hardest part to conceal. And with that, it does stick out a little bit more. So you got to be a little bit more leery. You will have to get different holsters for your X-MACRO because it does have a 1913 rail, which is a great thing about it, right? Now you can add a bunch of different attachments. Instead of that proprietary system that Sig had, now you've got a 1913, which allows you to throw pretty much anything and everything that you could ever want to on the bottom of this gun. Also being that it does have the slide cut for an optic, now throwing a red dot on, which is pretty much the standard for the industry nowadays, being able to throw that red dot on any firearm now allows you to be not only more proficient with that firearm, but way more accurate with follow-up shots and anything else as well. Going along with that grip, one thing, even though it does make it a little bit more difficult to conceal, it's a little bit harder because it does print a little bit, it does make the gun easier to draw, present, and handle. So now that it's more getting closer to a full-size grip, you now have something that feels more like a full-size gun, which is going to allow you to basically draw that gun, make sure you've got a good purchase on it, you've got the correct grip, and you're ready to go to work if you need to. So final thoughts on the X-MACRO from Sig. It's definitely a gun that I need to add to my regiment. I want to put it in my collection, use it as a concealed carry pistol. It's a lot of fun to play with, a lot of fun to shoot. We shot a lot of rounds through it, just playing and prepping for this video, really so that I could get a good feel for the gun. It didn't have a single malfunction, didn't have a single issue. We ran our Rainier Remand 115 grain ammo through that, which we do a good job with QC and everything, so it's definitely great ammo to run through this. It worked that comp efficiently for us, so it definitely played out really well in that sense. This one in particular is even one of our guys here at the shops. So it's definitely one that even as we see them rolling in as employees, we definitely know this is top of the line. We need to have it. It's definitely a great little gun. Don't want to miss out on adding it to your collection. That's going to wrap it up today. If you haven't already, definitely down below, make sure you like and subscribe to this video. We definitely want to make sure to keep bringing you first looks like the X-MACRO. If you want to, TriggerCon, like I said, 2022, it's right around the corner. You might have the opportunity to shoot this X-MACRO out there if you guys show up. So if it's something you're interested in, but you want to maybe shoot it first, come see us out at TriggerCon. We'll make sure you have that opportunity. This has been Aaron Jolly with Rainier Arms. We'll see you next week.